Hey students and parents, this week for social studies, we're going to be talking about the U.S. judicial branch of government. So, judicial function in the United States is an exercise in a dual court system. Let's talk about what that is. So in U.S. courts, they handle or they have jurisdiction over cases involving federal law and the Constitution. And state courts handle or have jurisdiction over state matters. And what does the word jurisdiction mean? Jurisdiction means it's the right of the court to hear a case and to make a decision on that case. So there are two types of jurisdiction, original and appellate jurisdiction. Original jurisdiction means it's the authority of the court to hear a case before any other court, and it grants a trial. Appellate jurisdiction means it's the authority of the court to review the decisions of the lower court and hear appeals on that case. So when we say the word conduct a trial, that means the hearing and the judgment of a case in court. Interpreting the law, the judicial branch decides arguments about the meaning of laws, how they are applied, and whether or not they break the rules of the U.S. Constitution. And they hear appeals. And appeals is the right of a convicted person to ask a higher court to review his or her case if they don't like the lower court's ruling. And judicial review, this is the power of the court to determine the constitutionality of laws that are made and executive acts made by the executive branch of government. So the U.S. government has a system of checks and balances. Each of the three branches has a check and a balance of the other. So the judicial checks, what power do they have over the legislative branch? The judicial branch can declare that congressional laws are unconstitutional or that they are constitutional. Judicial checks on the executive branch include declaring executive acts either constitutional or unconstitutional. So in the federal court system, the federal courts try cases that involve federal laws and the U.S. Constitution. So within the federal court system, we start with the U.S. district courts, up to the U.S. Court of Appeals, and up to the highest court in the United States, the Supreme Court. So types of cases that are heard by federal courts include constitutional questions, crimes committed against federal property, violation of federal laws, disputes between the states, and disputes involving foreign governments. So in U.S. district courts, we only have one trial court. The plaintiff is always the U.S. government. The defendant is whoever the accused is. And we have one judge, a jury, and the original jurisdiction at the top. So in the U.S. Court of Appeals, if one of the parties is unhappy with the ruling of the district court, the accused needs a legal reason to appeal this in court. This time there's 3 justices or judges, no jury, and it's the appellate jurisdiction. So if we go all the way up to the U.S. Supreme Court, this is the final court of appeals if they're unhappy with the ruling from the District Court of Appeals. This time we have 9 justices or judges. There is no jury. It covers the appellate jurisdiction and limited original jurisdiction. So the Supreme Court is called the guardian of the Constitution, checking the actions of both the legislative and executive branches to ensure that they do not violate the supreme law of the land. So that's some information about the United States judicial branch, some of the powers it has, and some of the levels that we talked about. I'll be posting this video as well as some slides and practice pages to Schoology. If you want me to post more information, let me know and I'll do that. And if you want to Zoom with me on this lesson, just click on the link in Schoology.